Hey, welcome back, my Goal Getter Gangster. It's your girl, Christina Leandra Lopez, aka your classy hood chick. Thank you guys for stopping by and spending some time with me. I know your time is valuable because my time sure the hell is valuable. So I know yours is. So thank you for stopping by. And if you make it to the end and if you get any value out of this, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe and leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. The last 2 weeks, I felt like I was just kind of in this little funk. I was finding myself getting annoyed, frustrated, and just irritated like very easily. So I just had to remind myself that number one, I'm human. So it's okay to have those emotions. You know, when you're really like focused on like the self-development journey and law of attraction, people tend to think that you need to be positive all the time. It's not realistic. We're humans, we have emotions. So I had to remind myself, number one, I'm having this feeling for a reason. Obviously, because I'm unhappy about the circumstance or the situation, and really just trying to remind myself, okay, what was I thinking that brought this into my reality? Because y'all know in the law of attraction journey that our thoughts create our reality. So if I'm finding myself annoyed or in situations that are just like irritating me or getting me angry or just bringing up negative emotions, then obviously I need to take accountability for whatever thoughts and energy that I was projecting to create more of that. So it's a good reminder, and I always have to remind myself. So I just wanted to kind of share this quick message just to remind you if you find yourself going through those situations, because again, it's not about being positive all the time. Like that's just not reality, but it is about reminding ourselves to get back into alignment and use it as a teachable moment. Okay, what was it that I was thinking that created this circumstance? What were my thoughts about the subject, about the person, or, just the situation in general? And that's what I like to do. I try to take a lot of time to reflect. What was I thinking? Why am I getting more of this? And now I'm trying to correct it. How can I change it? How can I think differently about this situation? What can I learn from this to create a better situation or better circumstances of my ideal situation? So it's just a really good reminder because I do it too. I know I get pissed off, I get angry, I get annoyed, and then I gotta woosah and remind myself, I gotta take accountability because I brought this into my reality for whatever reason. It's teaching me that I need to get better at my thoughts and create a better thought pattern, because our belief system is all based on our thoughts. And anybody who knows law of attraction, then that's what you're going to create more of. When we're frustrated, pissed off, heartbroken, or just angry, annoyed, we need to pause and really take accountability and reflect. How did I bring this situation to my reality? What was I thinking? Because it's so easy for us to blame and say, well, I didn't do anything wrong. That had nothing to do with me. Your reality and everything in your reality has everything to do with you. As much as you might not want to believe it, it does. You're creating your reality. So whatever the situation is or the circumstance, it's because of your thoughts and your energy and whatever you were projecting out. If you're finding yourself annoyed by somebody, because like I struggle with that, I'll get annoyed by somebody or a situation, and it's easy to say, oh, well, that person this, that person that, and this, and that. We want to point the finger, but really, that's when I have to pause and remind myself, like, whoa, hold up, girl. Like, I know that everything is in my power. I know that my energy and my thoughts are creating everything around me. So what was I thinking about this particular person, or what was I thinking about this particular situation that was bringing me more of the shit that I don't want? It's because I had a negative thought about that person. It's because I have negative judgments about that situation. So if I'm having these negative thoughts and judgments about that circumstance, then no wonder I'm getting more of that. And I have to remind myself all the time too. So that's why I wanted just to share this quick message, because it's a good reminder for all of us. Because if you're here on the journey, then I know you want more out of life, because I know I do. I know I deserve more and you deserve more. We all deserve to have more out of life. That's what we're here for. We are here experiencing a human being experience to learn how to manipulate energies for the highest good. That's ultimately what we're here for. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe that we are here to learn how to manipulate positive situations and circumstances in our favor. That's really what this is about. This whole law of attraction. We are creating everything into our reality, whether you know it or don't know it. So it's hard because there's a lot of negativity around. I mean, even through movies and news. I mean, I'm guilty, like I've mentioned before. You know, I be watching stuff I probably shouldn't be watching, because then it puts things in your mind, right? You watch like a crime series and then now you think everybody's a criminal. So it's like, those are things that we got to try to help control. Take accountability. If there's a situation or a person or something that's pissing you off, getting you frustrated, I think it's just more of a reflection of us and what we're thinking. And that's what I remind myself all the time too. I'm like, okay, I can't blame that person. I can't blame this person. As easy as it is to do that, what was I thinking that brought me into interaction with that person or that situation or that circumstance that I don't want? Well, I had a negative thought about that person. I have negative judgments about that situation. So how can I now use that and change it that it's going to better serve me? So this is the type of shit that I'm trying to remind myself all the time, because believe me, you guys, like I said, I'm not perfect by any means. And that's why I like to really commit myself and work on rewiring my brain, reprogramming myself, and checking myself and reminding myself like, yo, like, this is a reflection of my energy and my thoughts. So if I can create this negative situation that's pissing me the fuck off and I don't even want to deal with this, how can I think differently to create a better situation that's going to serve me? And always, for me personally, I always remind myself for the highest good. You know, I don't want to be frustrated at somebody and have a negative thought about them and something terrible happens to that person. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. Okay, we don't need none of that negative juju. So I always remind myself for the highest good, because maybe that person moves to a different state, moves, you know, somewhere and gets, you know, a promotion, or who knows, I'm just making shit up. But I always want to remind myself, remind the universe, remind my guardian angels, I want everything for the highest good. I want it to be in my favor. I also want it to be in that person's favor, or whatever the situation may be. I always want it to be in everyone's favor, because ultimately I think that's just the best positive way to get, I guess, better energy. And if I want to create better energy, I really want to make sure that I am focused on everything for the highest good. And I just always remind myself for the highest good for all, because if you can get what you want, I can get what I want, and we all gonna be happy. So I always try to remind myself, and I hope it's a good reminder for you. So be very careful when you are in those situations where you're frustrated and angry or sad or whatever the negative situation and circumstance may be. Remind yourself to, not only do you have to shift your thoughts and your beliefs around it, but always remind yourself for the highest good, because you don't want to put any kind of negative energy out there. You're thinking, well, I don't want to have to deal with this situation, the negative situations out at this job, or at this, you know, or deal with this boss, or, you know, somebody who's negative around you. So whatever the situation may be, remind yourself that everything for the highest good, because you don't want to put that negative energy and say, well, I'm tired of dealing with this negative boss, and suddenly there's a terrible accident that happens. Because I've read about a lot of situations like that. You guys, y'all know I love my books. I love reading. And I read a lot of, you know, law of attraction books. And there's a lot of stories that I have heard that way, where somebody is asking for, let's just say, you know, like money, and they're needing a certain amount of money. And suddenly they get an inheritance and they got what they asked for, but it was at the expense of a death of like a far relative. You know, we don't want to create a negative situation just to get what we want. That's not really in harmony and in line to what we should be focused on. At least that's my opinion. That's how I feel. I mean, y'all can do what you want, but if you're here on this journey, I know you want the best, not only for yourself, but you want the best for others. And so I really think we need to remind ourselves of that as well. So when you are finding yourselves in those situations, for the highest good, y'all remind yourself for the highest good. I'm constantly having to remind myself, you know, which is why I like to stay engaged and in tune to a lot of positive content, because y'all, I'm telling you, I get annoyed and frustrated and angry plenty of times. So it's always a good reminder to remind ourselves, okay, well, what was I thinking? You know, I got to take accountability, because I ultimately brought this upon myself. And how can I change it? And how can I make it a better situation? You know, what can I learn from this? So I hope that helps. Like I said, I'm always having to remind myself, so which is why I just wanted to share this very quick message with you, just kind of share some thoughts and things that always help me to kind of get back on track, and just some really great reminders. So if you guys got any value out of this, I would appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys again for spending time with me. I greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.